Hi everyone, welcome to the Omni Voices podcast with me, your host, Katie Matthews. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is our first ever episode, so you have to be gentle with us and forgive me if anything goes wrong or we have any technical difficulties, because I'm a bit of a technophobe, as my guest today has seen before we started today's recording. I am absolutely delighted to be joined today by Greg Bradley, who is the founder and managing director of Black Box, or BLK Box as it's spelt. And I won't introduce him, I will let him introduce himself, tell you a little bit about what he does, and basically his fantastic and really, really inspiring story so far. So you're more than welcome today, Greg. Thank you so much for joining me.
Yeah, thank you very much, Katie. And congratulations on launching your own podcast. You sound like a pro already, so I'm a bit nervous when I heard that introduction. So, but yeah, as you say, I'm founder or managing director of Black Box. Not too obsessed with titles or anything, but we manufacture and supply strength and conditioning equipment based in Belfast and Titanic Quarter, and most of our sales are across Ireland, UK, Europe, and sometimes further afield, but our primary market would be sort of UK and Europe, and very enjoyable and rewarding industry to be in. We work with a range of different sectors, from obviously last year with COVID, home gym was a massive side of our business, but we also work with small business owners, independent gyms, sports teams, universities, and then just some random projects that are always cool. And that's probably the most sort of exciting and rewarding piece, is just the wide range of projects that we're able to do. So that's a abridged version of what we do.
Whistle stop tour.
Yeah.
No, that's brilliant. Thank you so much for that. And I'm sure it really is something that, as you say, is rewarding, because obviously I know I've done a little bit of research in terms of your background, but I obviously don't want to tell your story for you. But would you mind, just sharing with the listeners a little bit about sort of what drove you to set up the business and how that came about, really?
Yeah, sure. So I went to university and studied communication, advertising, marketing. Before that, during that time, I played Gaelic football, and I wasn't that good of a player, but kind of got into the gym and was able to get fit, and our whole team were kind of probably known as like the fittest and sort of strongest team, and we ended up winning the sort of senior championship, which is kind of the main prize, and no one gave us a chance, and so I kind of just planted a seed, and for me, in terms of the importance of training and high performance, and then I was studying at university. Throughout that time, I kind of had my own little side gigs on the go, selling Abercrombie and Fitch clothing. I used to buy it in bulk and then sell it on eBay to kind of fund my drinking habit. But
saying that as a fitness professional, yes, is it?
Well, that was before and that, but I mean, it kind of worked. And then I finished university. I was actually meant to be going to New Zealand for the Lions tour, but decided not to go. I just kind of had a bit of an itch to try and do something, and I've seen a lot of my classmates or from university all putting up on LinkedIn, joining these big companies and everything, and they were all pretending to me, I have nothing prepared, and then you'd see that they've got this job, and so I was like, not overly happy. So I was like, time I kind of do something. So I just downloaded some pictures of gym equipment from Google and put it on to adverts.ie, which is kind of like Craigslist or Gumtree, and then loads of people started ringing me and asking for the equipment. So that kind of showed that there was a demand for this, and one of the guys was a guy, One Lacey, he was the strength conditioning coach for Conor McGregor and a lot of other sports teams and athletes, and he told me he needed some equipment for next Sunday, and I was like, no problem. I'll be down with it. Went to a welder and Coleraine, where my parents are from, and just asked this guy to make this stuff. And he was asking me for like engineering drawings, and I was like, "What's an engineering drawing?" I was like, "Here's a photo. Can you not
Yep,
just make it?"
make that, please. Thank you.
Yeah, he did, and yeah, kind of. There was quite a lot of pivots and mistakes, kind of finding feet. I didn't have any idea of, how to run a business, and at that stage, I was also heavily in my overdraft from living as a student, so that was quite a lot of pressure as well to actually make this work. I wouldn't suggest or encourage people to do it, but look, I was young and had no ties to. I didn't have much to lose, and I do believe in kind of, if you want to succeed at something, I do believe in kind of burning the boats and putting yourself under pressure. People use this excuse of, having a safety net, or, I wasn't really trying, or I don't want it. And rightly or wrongly, I don't agree with that. I think, if you're going to do something, go all in and, make it work. Whereas if you kind of hedge your bets and stuff, that's just not going to work out.
Well, the thing is too, you're saying that, and it's obviously paid off for you, because at the moment you're supplying, massive football teams, including Arsenal. You've worked with Brighton and Hove Albion. I'm sure there's other ones as well. And you've got, what is it, a team of more than 75 now?
Yeah, we have 75.
That's fantastic. So we were just saying there, obviously, that you've got this big team of people that you're leading and that you're working with, and obviously, you're still young yourself, early 30s. And in 2018, am I right in saying that you won Young Leader of the Year for Northern Ireland?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I'm surprised that even happened. Yeah, I went to that ceremony, kind of just expecting to be there, and yeah, somehow won it. But yeah, it was nice. But I'm always conscious too that it's those awards I kind of talk about. I'd rather win business than win awards. I think sometimes you can get a little bit obsessed with trying to win these awards, and you can spend too much time doing chasing awards like that, and then take your eye off the ball. And ultimately, yes, it was me that won the award, but without the wider team, it's not going to happen. And I'm very aware of my limitations and kind of what I'm not good at, and that's where the beauty of having other people there to fill in where you're not strong. And there's lots of people within Black Box are much more intelligent and experienced than I am, and I think it's important to be able to recognize that. I think sometimes you can start to believe, the hype, and if you do that, it's a risky one. So, but yeah, no, I think managing a team of 75, look, it's like every year is a whole different set of challenges, and like almost I try and not reinvent myself, because that sounds a little bit gimmicky, but like you do need to keep raising your game. And like when you only have 10 staff or 20, it's a lot different to having 50. And then our next mark, which we'll probably hit this year, is probably 100.
My goodness
so
me.
yeah
So you'll be a busy man then.
Well, yeah, sometimes I think you always think, oh, if I add more people in, it'll take some of my workload off, but it seems to be the opposite of that. So it is. But yeah, for me, it's like, I'm not a micromanager. I like to get people in who are bought into the vision and believe in what we're doing. And it's extremely rewarding to see people coming in, either just out of school, or I'm not actually, I don't care if someone goes to uni or if they've got a degree or MBA, etc. It means nothing really to me. I think it's if you have the right attitude and you're willing to come in and learn and put in a good shift, that's much more important.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's the thing, as you say, not all learning is done in the classroom, and people can have so much experience and skills and talents that aren't just shaped in that classroom environment.
Yeah, I mean, I actually think it's a massive problem at the minute, even if you look at it on a sort of global
Hmm.
stage, with what's happening in America, even in the UK. Like there is this kind of, I almost feel a bit of snobbery in terms of, these highly educated people. And look, I definitely encourage people to go to university, and education is hugely important, but I feel that there is so many other people that are very skilled either with their hands, either tradesmen or
Hmm.
creative people. You do not have to go to university, and I feel that if you're forcing young people to go down a route they don't want to do, it's a bit of a recipe for disaster as well.
Well, that's
So
it. That's something that I'm particularly passionate about as well. I run a tuition company, so I work with 4 to 16 year olds, and like obviously, education is vital. It's really important. It gives them, basic skills. It opens their mind up. It allows them to think critically. But at the same time, as you say, we need people with skilled trades. We need people that can work with their hands. We need people that can make things. And then obviously we've got a lot of kids and young people and this generation coming through where those practical skills are being eradicated, and it's all just geared towards we need to pass an exam as opposed to actually enriching them, as a whole person and equipping them with those skills to be resilient, to be entrepreneurial, to be creative, to think differently, to basically excel in whatever they want to. It doesn't just have to be a tick box exercise, of passing exams.
yeah, no, I totally agree. Yeah, even if I look back, I actually left school when I was 16 just because I hated it, and I thought that a lot of the teachers were, I was probably a nightmare to deal with, but yeah, I just didn't really enjoy it. As you say, it's kind of just more of a memory test than
Hmm.
than anything. So yeah, I left and then actually went to a local tech, and then all my friends were at uni, so I kind of wanted to join in the fun. So I did make it there, but it's not an essential route. And if anything, some of our better hires, I believe, have came in through either apprenticeships or that haven't went to uni.
Hmm.
So, no, we're very much on the same page in our beliefs, I think, on that front.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think there's a big sort of skills gap at the moment as well, in terms of doing things with your hands, actually being able to physically make things. Um, and that sort of experiential learning side, I think, really needs to be embedded within the curriculum more, so that they are actually learning those practical skills, even little things, how to change a light bulb, how to change oil in your car, because we didn't get taught that at school. We got taught it at home, but now there seems to be almost like a mismatch between um, what kids need to know to be resilient and to be successful adults, and then what they're actually being taught.
Yeah, no, definitely. Although I'm not too good with my hands or
Me
yeah,
neither, don't worry. So, or
yeah,
technology. So I'm doing well, in terms of digital transformation and moving forward.
yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, the whole age, definitely young people are, that's one thing they probably are going to be good at, is probably too good as technology, social media, and everything. Which, look, again, there is huge opportunities there as well. But yeah, as you allude to, even we foresee getting welders and skilled manufacturing operatives is going to become more and more of a challenge, which is why we're doing collaborations with local Belfast Met and other technical colleges to ensure that that it is a good route for people to go down. And COVID's probably been an example too of a lot of the countries, including Northern Ireland or Ireland or the UK, we're not self-sufficient. There
Hmm.
is a massive reliance on China, and I am a big fan of globalization. It's making iPhones and laptops and lots of other accessories, affordable, but there needs to be a bit of more of a balancing act. There's so many people now left out of jobs that haven't been skilled up.
Hmm.
So hopefully, for us, we're really doubling down on our manufacturing. We still do import products from China, America, Europe.